Howdy everyone, this is Nutz, and you're watching episode 14 of Kleines Land. Hopefully you'll stick around to see what happens. Howdy, 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 how are you guys doing today? Well, if everything panned out just right, you should have just seen a time lapse of me picking up the grass on that field. And oh, by the way, if you didn't know, this right here is the reason why this tractor requires its own special front loader. For some reason, things just don't work out all that well. Oh man, I thought I could go ahead and pull a fast one and just use this. Well, I can, but oh my goodness, yeah, it's not right. It's not right at all. But I guess it's one of those things where it is what it is at this point. I've already made a mess of things. I know it's towards the end of the day right here, but I figure, we go ahead, we come in, just kind of discuss a couple things before we probably speed time up more than likely. Plus, I had to show you guys that. Oh man, it was so sketchy. I couldn't. I just couldn't keep that one to myself. After I goofed up and didn't think to show you guys when I accidentally deleted the tractor. The Massey, I should say. I deleted the Massey, got rid of it, and all that was left were the implements that it was using. I couldn't do that to you guys again. So here we are. Let's get this thing a little washed off. A couple thoughts have come through my head. Well, first of all, if you guys did see that, you should. The if you guys were kind of wondering why did I decide to not fully unload that last trailer, well, I can tell you why. what I wanted to do, and one thing that I like to do, I don't know if you guys necessarily like to do this, but one of the things that I like to do is when I have a full load, or at least a almost full load, I like to drive over, back and forth over the top of this thing, over to bunker silos, to pat them down, to compact them. Because when you have more weight, this compacts much, much faster as opposed to an empty trailer or lighter weight. So that's why I decided to go about doing that. I did that until it was about 90%. I dumped the rest of the load, got rid of the trailer, got that bucket, put on the weight, and then came over here and smashed it down the rest of the way. That way I could go ahead and pick up the overflow that was, it actually was overflowing out to here, kind of on both ends. And by going ahead and doing this, I was able to pick the stuff up, put it in there, smash it down a little bit. And as you can see, those are the 2 bucket loads I had, and I didn't need to compact it anymore, so I just left it as is. Right now we have we have our helper out in the field taking care of business. But I think what we're going to go ahead and do right now, we're going to sit here, bask in the sunlight, and we're going to advance some time. I could use the sleep trigger. Yeah, you know what? Let's use the sleep trigger. Why not? Let's do it right now. Oh, geez, which is... There we go. Let's see. What time is it? All right, so let's go 12 hours. Why not? Let's get a good night's sleep here. Come on. That's right, I got to step out of that, step back in. Let's go 12 hours. Sleep. Perfect. So it gets pretty dark on this map. As you can see, we do have some property maintenance, a little property income. Our loan interest is pretty high. This is the first time in a while that our property income hasn't outweighed the rest of the stuff we got going on here. So guys, what we'll go ahead and do here is, normally I go ahead and calculate all this stuff before I bring it to you, but for the time being, let's go like this. Let's see if I can figure this out roughly in my head. I can't say I didn't warn you. Fertilize, accept contract. We'll just do that right away. Come on over here. Oh, geez. Well, this is going to be great. We had $1,657. I don't know what that is. Oh, that was right. That's right. That's for the tractor. So we had a massive day today. Massive. Oh man, I'm gonna just go back and check really quick here. Really quick. Day 7. No, get back to day 1 here. Day 1. Day 1 we made $11,000. Today we made $1,600. Oh man, I'll actually take and add all of this stuff up here in just 1 second, get you the final actual number. But just taking a look at this, our new grand total would be roughly 329 or 324,660 something or other. So yeah, not a very good day, but we spent the majority of our day over here working on this field, getting stuff ready, rocking and rolling over here. And I'm not seeing, oh yeah, it's 100% weeded out, so probably have to go weed this really quick. Let's come over here. Let's take a look at the pigs. All right, I just have the 833 sitting over here for right now. Looks like their water's full. Looks like their pens are full. Looks like they're making a little bit of a mess. Okay, so the manure does spawn inside the pen. That was something I wasn't 100% sure of. Let's go ahead, take a look and see how they're actually doing cleanliness. But you know, the good news is this stuff is actually kind of lasting a little while. So that's really, really good news. Our next pig will be coming in 7 hours and 45 minutes. We've already had 1 extra pig. And one thing that I did before is I grabbed a load of straw from on the other side over by our cows. brought it over here, put it in the pen, and I was able to store it in this silo, so that is good news. Oh man, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead, finish up some contracts, probably take care of the pigs, and I'll catch you guys in a little while. Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, I'm taking care of a couple contracts. Oh man, yeah, we did a couple contracts here and there, a couple fertilizing contracts. We cultivated that field right there. We plowed a couple other fields, fertilized a bunch, and we're still only sitting at about $5,000. Yeah, this is going to take a little bit longer than I originally had thought. I'm not going to lie. It's it's just going to be a little bit. Now, I know I keep bringing this up, and a lot of it has to do with I'm not sure what to do. I keep hemming and hawing about getting a new tractor. I know you guys keep telling me that now, or I keep telling you guys that, I should say. This guy here has 95 horsepower. This guy here is also the most valuable tractor I could use to trade in to get something a little bit better. The problem is, what I'm seeing is that the tractor that we probably want to get, let's go ahead and hire this for right here. The tractor I'm looking at getting here is back over here, this guy. Now you can go ahead and I can have this put on for nothing, doesn't cost anything, so that's great. The wheel setup, I'm not going to worry about that, but then to go ahead and jack it up to the 95,000 with the front loader, because that's very key, is $50,000. This guy right here is probably, we could probably sell it for 40, maybe a little under. So that means we'd have to try and come up with $15,000 ourselves. Still is kind of a pain in the butt. I'm not sure what we want to do. I mean, I was even thinking about maybe getting one of these guys, but then we still run into the same problem of we just don't have tractors that are strong enough. And that definitely creates some issues for us. So I guess while that guy's taking care of that, let's come over here and get out of that. Let's go take a look at the chickens, because I haven't looked at the chickens yet this morning. We haven't looked at prices of anything. Oats are still, I think, a stage away from needing us to do anything with them. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Okay, we do have another box right here. So we'll pick this box up, stick it onto our pile, and we now have 6 boxes of eggs. Oh, I bet you do. Alright, so let's come over here and take a look at our prices on what's going on here. Now, this, as we know, can get up a little bit higher. We have wheat that we're sitting on. I'm hanging on to this because I know it gets over $1,000. I'm just not sure on what I want to do. We are sitting on a bunch of sugar beets. If there is a great demand, I would be more than willing to go and sell that. And then as we see down here at the eggs have bottomed out. So now the only place eggs can go is up. At least that's what I'm hoping for. And same thing goes with silage. Oh, that's right. Speaking of silage, let's go check on our silage. 1% fermenting. Silage. Okay, well, let's come like this. Let's click on here. Okay, perfect. Fermented silo, or fermenting silo, 100%. That's good to see. So let's go ahead and open this guy. We'll run down on this end. We'll open it up on this end here. There we go. And now we'll go ahead and grab the Massey's out in the field. Shoot. Ah, man. All right, well, we'll get the Farmall, I guess. Ah, man, this is just where I'm running into. We have 3 really good tractors right now, and each one of them is kind of in that situation where I just cannot pull the trigger. Each of them have their own benefits, their own, I don't know, their own perks that make them worth their while. Let's take this. It has a little bit of fertilizer, and it will go dump it off in the barn here for just a second. Now, currently the front runner, if we were to go ahead and get rid of a tractor, is probably this guy right here. I know what you're thinking. She's a beaut. How could we get rid of this thing? I know. I'm kind of sitting in that same position. I'm not sure how we'd be able to do it either. It's our mascot, for crying out loud. It's our mascot. I don't know how we could get rid of this guy. But on the same respect, it may be one of those things where we bite the bullet and do. Man, I think we have a lot in debt right now, so I don't even know if that's an option. I think our best bet right now is maybe to make more silage, try and sell some stuff off. There is no BGA here, so it's not like we can go ahead and, I don't know, make money off of that and do all the little bits and pieces that are required for doing silage. So, I mean, come on. Okay, that's unlocked. Just dump that right back out. Come over to the other side. We'll open it up from the other side and make this happen. But, yeah, I just kind of wanted to bring you guys in here because I'm just not... oh, shoot. I'm just not 100% sure on what we should do. I kind of feel like we're at a standstill at this moment. Yes, not yesterday, but the last stream that we had, or not last stream, the last video we had here, you know, I'm not... I felt good. I felt good about things, and today it's just not. I don't know. I feel like we're in a standstill. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So we'll just kind of go ahead and get some of the silage taken care of. Throw it over into the silage bunker, or not the silage bunker. It's in the silage bunker. We'll go ahead and get this out of here and put it over into our storage bunker. I'm not sure what we want to call it. Bunker, silo, bunker, the cow feed, silage, silo. That guy. Yeah, that guy. We'll just take and bring it on over here and dump it off, and, you know, that'll be what we end up doing with this for the time being. Oh, man. I'm hoping at some point here we can make use of this stuff here, but I'm not sure when. I really would like to buy that property over there just on the other side of those trees, and that property is the property for the horses and for the sheep. We do have enough grass in here that it would make sense to have the sheep. Now, I think what we're going to end up doing for the... oh, come on, turn around. I think what we're going to end up doing long term on this field for the time being, unless we get another field, another grass field, we are going to rotate between silage and hay every time. I think that's just the best way to look at how we should try and move forward on at least that particular field. Other fields in the future, we may look at doing other things. I'm not even sure what other grass fields we want to look at getting, to be honest with you. Shoot, we're getting sideways. Don't let anybody ever tell you I'm perfect at this game. I like the game. I like sharing the game and the values the game has, but yeah, definitely not an expert, that's for sure. I mean, look at this right here. Oh, okay. Well, let's actually turn this thing off. And there we go. By turning that off, it just gives us a little extra horsepower, but, you know, honestly, that's not making a difference. Maybe we take a running start? I'm not sure. Let's try that. I don't know. Maybe we can push it a little bit out of the way here. I have in the past when I've run into this situation before. Not necessarily on this bunker silo, but on other bunker silos in the past, is I'll kind of go ahead and I'll dig the silage out from underneath where the wheels are. That might not work on this one, just because we have the smaller bucket. I could go get that other bucket over there, but as we seen before, that's not necessarily the best of ideas. Sure, it works, but yeah, we know what ends up happening. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and dig this guy out. That's probably our best bet. And that's how I'm gonna go about doing this. I'm not gonna use super strength or anything like that. No monkey business, no funny business. Just dig this thing out, and I think once I get this out, I'll bring you guys back in. So hang tight. We'll see how this ends up. So you want to know how I'm getting out of this thing? I'm tired of goofing around. We're going all out. We got a bigger tractor. I had enough. I couldn't take it any longer. I was done. Absolutely done getting my butt kicked. I had had enough. As you can see by the time up there, it's been about 2 hours in game. Just me jacking around trying to get this taken care of. It's I quit. I quit. I gave up. I couldn't handle it anymore. We had to do it. Oh man, there were probably better choices that could have been made, but I wasn't capable of making them at the time. So this is what we went with. We did sell our farmall. That's just because we got the weight on there. That's all that is. We're going to go ahead and actually get rid of that for just 1 second here and get the weight out of the way. Yeah, I gave it the old try, but it just, we weren't having any of it. We weren't having any of it at all. Yeah, that's not the only thing I ended up doing too. I ended up having to take out a loan. Yes, that was something that needed to be done. But what I ended up doing also is, because we have been doing some cultivating contracts as of recent, the cultivator that we had is a great cultivator. It works, but we decided to upgrade and get a much larger one. This one's 5.2 meters. The last one we had was, I think it was 3 meters on the dot. So we're getting 2.2 meters more out of it. We sold the last one, got about $6,000 for it, so we ended up having to spend another $3,000 to get this guy here. The only downfall about this, we'll actually come in here and take a look at this and see what the one this is. This is the first shrit. We almost got pretty much the full price. I think it was $6,100. We actually was really, really good. And then we ended up getting this. The only downfall with this is no matter what you do, it's a starting color. It's gonna cost you money no matter what. I went through a bunch of these colors and eventually just said heck with it, because no matter what, it was gonna cost me money. So I just went with one of the base starting prices on there just to make it happen. Now the Massey seems to be handling it okay. Every once in a while the front tires lift up from the ground just a bit. It's not bad. Horsepower requirement, this thing is right at 90 horsepower, which I think the Massey's 95, so it's good horsepower wise. It's doing good. It's doing great. This should help us get our contracts done a little bit faster. I think it's okay for us to go ahead and do that. So let's actually come back over here. Well, you know what? We'll just grab these. Why not? We had to buy a new tractor, so we might as well jump on it and just start rocking and rolling. Let's see, where are we? We're right here. We'll just... Oh, I clicked on it right away. So what we ended up getting here was the Lambo. Let's see. We'll take a look at the specs here in just 1 second. It has 90 horsepower. We did have to upgrade the motor to get that. As you can see, guys, we now have a tractor with a 3-point connection on the front, and it also has a bucket on top. or I should say the ability to have a front loader. This, actually, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So this is part of this. I know we've looked at this before, but it is part of this pack here. So these two are essentially the exact same tractor, just reskinned. I think we may, there's an outside possibility we may end up getting this one too. We might end up sacrificing 5 horsepower, and when I say that, it means we might be looking at getting rid of the Massey. But if we can have a 3-point attachment on front to put a weight to lower this thing down when we're doing our stuff. Right now, that's the biggest complaint I have with the Massey, is that we have to use the front loader bucket to kind of keep the thing around, and that causes all sorts of collision issues with it. So this might be the direction we go. I don't know. I'm going to look around to see if I can find some more mods. If you guys know of any more mods for low horsepower tractors, well, let's rephrase that. Tractors that have a horsepower right around 100, because that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. It's just a little bit extra loving in there. Actually, you know what? It might make more sense for us. Let's go ahead and drop this down and get a little silage in the front bucket. I don't want to load it up too heavy, because then we have that. So that's too much. Let's see, do we have any in the bucket? I don't know. Probably not. But that's kind of going to be the game we're going to play, is either getting just enough or too much, or even potentially putting on that that front weight, or the weight that we got, and put it on in the front. That might be the direction we want to head. I'm not 100% sure. But one thing I do know, the farm mall is going to be missed. It is going to be missed. Maybe we'll go ahead and buy it back again. I don't know. But if we're going to be looking at this tractor, I'm going to stop this here just for 1 second. Let's turn this thing off. As you've seen in the video, or I should say the time lapse we have of doing this field, that farmall makes just incredibly tight turns along here and makes this thing work just perfect. With that being said, I think what we're going to end up doing here in the near future is putting on the courseplay mod. That way I can set up a courseplay around here, or I should say set up a route around this field, so that I don't have anything crashing or smashing into the edges. Because with the farm mall making those really super tight, almost 0-degree turns, that really just opened up everything that could be done over here in this field. Without that, this field becomes incredibly difficult to work on. I think by going ahead and setting up a course play, that'll be able to keep us off the wall a little bit. Yeah, we're going to miss out on some of this grass along the edge, but at least we'll be able to safely work on the interior of this grass field. The only other option, like I said, is us potentially going ahead and selling that field. I know selling the field, I don't know if we should do it or not, but potentially selling the field and getting one that doesn't have a fence around the outside to limit to us what we're going to do. I don't know. I just don't know. Shoot. I don't know what the best course of action is going to be for us. To be 100% honest with you, I just want to make everything work with everything we got going on. But I don't know. That was one of those gut-wrenching moments. I'm actually kind of having some regrets. Not gonna lie, I'm having a couple regrets about getting rid of the farm mall. It was, oh man, it was a great thing. It's gonna be missed. It's gonna be enshrined forever in our lives. But I think it was time. I just think it was time. Since I keep smashing into this thing, let's give myself a second to kind of collect my wits, and we're gonna go ahead and get this guy set up to do work on this field right here, because we do have a cultivating contract for this field as well. Yeah, I'm just going to have the helper do this just because I am going to be sitting over there struggling, trying to get that bunker silo emptied out, trying my best, and probably failing yet again. But hey, that's the name of the game. This is farming. It's not supposed to be easy. It's not even supposed to be fun at times. But you know what? If you're not enjoying what you're doing, it doesn't matter. And even though I'm struggling, even though, oh my gosh, even though I'm getting the tractor stuck. Oh man, I think I actually picked up some silage. I don't know. Ah man, so you know what I'm going to do, guys? I am going to... shoot. Come on. Let's come over here. I think what my best course of action is probably going to be is to throw that front weight on here. Probably knock it down a hair size-wise, because what we have on there is pretty heavy right now. Yeah, we'll just drop that off. What we have on there right now is pretty darn heavy. We mainly used it that heavy so we could lift bags and put them onto our trailer. So that's kind of where that came into effect. But let's just go ahead and let's knock this down. Let's see what ends up happening. I actually, you know what, I'd be willing to bet we go ahead and set this thing down. We attach this to the front, and it's probably not going to be able to handle it. All right. Well, how much farther down does it have to go? There we go. Perfect. So we'll go ahead, we'll attach this to the front. Hopefully this thing doesn't do wheelies. We'll see. Okay. Which makes, well, at least we can kind of steer. No, we can't steer. Okay. So, I guess the best way to look at this is we're just giving it a little encouragement. Let's see if we can pick it up. Maybe we can get it over the lump. There we go. So, I guess if anybody has a problem with this, please let me know. Oh, man. So what I'm going to do, guys, is like I said, I'm going to go ahead, lower this down. I'm going to change the weight on this. And we'll just kind of see what we can do to get that back to where we need it. Let's see. 21. Let's go down to 14. We'll try that and see if that works. Let's see. We're not necessarily doing wheelies. Well, we kind of are. We're not really steering. The problem is that once we get into this, we're going to end up causing ourselves issues in the long run. Because we need this thing heavy enough. I guess 900 is the next option. We need this thing heavy enough to be able to maneuver around over there, or to be able to keep the front of this thing down while we're going ahead and pulling our loading wagon through. But that's about it. Yeah. So I guess at this point, guys, I know this is gonna be seeming like it might be... Ooh, shoot. Well, we'll keep on going here. We'll see if we can get this done. This is probably going to end up being a slightly shorter episode. Not as many segments as we normally go ahead and do. But we've had... we threw in a time lapse. Let's see if we can get this on here. Well, that's not working. Shoot. We threw in a time lapse, so that kind of adds a little bit of time onto things. We're having a couple longer segments. I'm actually showing you guys a little bit more of the in-game stuff that I'm doing, so it's not always just, all right, well, here you go, and I'll fix this, and next thing you know, and you guys don't always get to see the ins and the outs, the bits and pieces, the struggles that I have, because, oh gosh, the struggles are plenty. The struggles are plenty. Like right now, why am I not? It's probably because I'm going over those bumps and lifting this stuff up in the air. Oh, man. I tell you what, guys, if you enjoy watching me struggle, go ahead, hit that subscription down below. I'd really appreciate it. I'd like to see how many subscriptions I can get here over the next couple of weeks. Just to see, I don't know, let's see if we can push ourselves up to 30. I know we're only 8 away from that, but hey, let's give it a shot. With that being said, if you know anybody out there that liked this video, go ahead, share this along to them. Make sure you guys comment down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe. I just said subscribe. Make sure you hit the subscribe. I love it. Just hit the subscribe, guys. Oh my goodness, guys. I appreciate you. Hopefully you'll understand this is a little bit shorter episode, but maybe you got to see a little bit more of things you don't normally get to see from me. But until that time, let me know what you guys think. If seeing a little bit more of the actual farming is more of what you want to see, more of the struggles is what you want to see, let me know. Comment that down below. Guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for enjoying yourselves. And thanks for stopping by.